Imagine walking through the neon-lit streets of Tokyo at night. The city feels safe, orderly, predictable. But hidden beneath Japan's image of discipline and respect lies a criminal world that has existed for centuries. A world of secret rituals, missing fingers, elaborate tattoos, and powerful bosses who once controlled entire cities. This is the story of the Yakuza. Not just how they became one of the most powerful criminal organizations in history, but how they were born in the first place. And surprisingly, their origins might not be what you expect. To understand the Yakuza, we need to travel back more than 400 years. Japan during the Edo period beginning in 1603 was a highly structured society. At the top were the samurai, below them were farmers, artisans, and merchants. But there were also people who existed outside the social system. They were considered outcasts. Many historians believe the first roots of the Yakuza came from two groups. The first were the Tekiya. These were traveling merchants who sold goods at festivals and markets. Some were honest traders. Others operated in legal gray areas, charging vendors for protection and controlling who could sell where. The second group were the Bakuto. The Bakuto were gamblers, and gambling was quite illegal. They traveled across Japan running underground gambling corporations. Over time, these gambling groups became increasingly organized. They developed hierarchies, codes of conduct, and strong loyalty between members. Many historians see the Bakuto as the true ancestors of the modern Yakuza. One famous figure associated with this era was Benzoin Chobei. Living in the 17th century, Chobei became known as the leader of laborers and outcasts in the Edo, the city we now call Tokyo. Although not a Yakuza boss in the modern sense, he helped establish the idea of powerful leaders protecting and organizing society's outsiders. That idea would become central to Yakuza culture. Where the name Yakuza comes from? Interestingly, the name Yakuza originated from a losing hand in traditional Japanese card game called Oicho Kabu. The numbers were 8, 9, and 3. In Japanese, these are pronounced Yaku and Sa, together forming Yakuza. The hand had a value of 0. It was worthless, a symbol of people who didn't really fit into society. Over time, the term became associated with the gamblers and criminals. Eventually, it became the name of Japan's organized crime groups. The Yakuza Code. As the centuries passed, these groups became more organized. What made the Yakuza different from many criminal organizations was their emphasis on loyalty and family. The organization was built around a relationship known as Oyabun-Kobun. The Oyabun was the parent, and the Kobun was the child. The boss provided protection, guidance, and opportunities, and in return, members offered absolute loyalty. To outsiders, this might sound similar to the structure of the mafia, but the Yakuza took these family-like bonds extremely seriously. Members often referred to each other as brothers. Betrayal was one of the worst possible offenses, and punishment could be severe. One of the most famous punishments was yubitsume. If a member made a serious mistake, he could cut off part of his own finger and present it to his boss as an apology. The ritual became one of the most recognizable symbols of the Yakuza culture. The rise of modern Yakuza. The Yakuza truly expanded during the 19th and early 20th century. Japan was changing rapidly, industrialization was forming the country, cities were growing, and criminal groups saw opportunities everywhere. They became involved in gambling, labor recruitment, black markets, and extortion. Then came World War II. After Japan's defeat in 1945, the country faced economic collapse. Millions struggled to survive, food shortages were common, black markets exploded. The Yakuza stopped into the chaos. Many groups became powerful by controlling illegal trade and underground businesses. This period laid the foundation for the modern Yakuza empire. One of the most influential figures to emerge was Kazuo Taoka, often called the godfather of the Yakuza. Tao became leader of the Yamaguchi-gumi, which would grow into Japan's largest crime syndicate. Taoka was known for his intelligence, strategic thinking, and ruthless leadership. Under his command, the Yamaguchi-gumi expanded across Japan. By the 1960s and 1970s, it had become a criminal powerhouse. At its peak, the organization had tens of thousands of members. Its influence stretched far beyond the streets. Tattoos, ceremonies, and fear. One reason the Yakuza captured the world's attention was its unique culture. Unlike many criminal organizations that hide completely from public view, the Yakuza often maintained a visible presence. Their members became known for elaborate full-body tattoos called irezumi. These tattoos could take years to complete. They often depicted dragons, samurai, koi fish, tigers, and scenes from Japanese folklore. The tattoos were painful, extremely painful, expensive, and impossible to hide completely. For many members, they represented commitment to the organization. The Yakuza also held formal ceremonies involving sake-sharing rituals that symbolized family bonds and loyalty. To some members, joining the Yakuza wasn't just joining a gang, it was joining a new family. But beneath the traditions and symbolism was a reality of violence, intimidation, and criminal activity. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden histories of crime syndicates. Until next time!